What's up, YouTube? It's the Hot Mic with Mike. I had a couple things I wanted to talk about today. It's gonna be kind of random. It's gonna be kind of jumping all over the place. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but just had a lot going on. A lot's going on today, but I'm in the car driving home. Just dropped off my son from therapy. And there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and it's this looming second lockdown, shutdown, whatever you want to call it. As you may have read, Sydney, Australia just locked down a couple days ago for, I think they're saying 2 weeks. Now, they always say 2 weeks and it ends up being more. So it could end up being a lot longer than that. And then also, there was a document that was leaked. I mean, we don't know. It could be disinfo. It could be all BS. Who knows? But basically stating that there's a plan to lock the UK down in a couple of weeks. And if you haven't seen it, because the mainstream doesn't like to talk about it, there was apparently 5 million Brits that were just protesting in the streets. Now, I don't know if it was because they caught wind of this document or if they just, I don't know what it was for, to be honest with you. Again, like, there's not a ton of information on it. You put it into YouTube or anything like that, barely anything comes up. Stuff comes up from like months ago. So that's interesting to me. And to go along with that, Boris Johnson just made a statement stating that he would put in place, quote, very draconian measures for future variants. And now what are they pushing right now? The Delta variant, right? This Delta variant, you know, there was the Brazilian variant and the Argentinian, or I don't know. There were so many different variants and now we have got the Delta variant, you know. And the propaganda is they're trying to push this jab even harder now because of this extra variant that's now coming out, saying that it's even more virulent and fast spreading than the others, and probably more deadly. But there's actually a document that was done in Europe, a study where they actually found that there were more deaths in vaccinated people from this Delta variant than from unvaccinated people. And what's also interesting is there was probably only about 4,000 or so people that were tested, that were vaccinated, that were in that pool of deaths, where there was, I think, almost 30-something thousand of the non-vaccinated. And there was less deaths. Now, it was something small. It was like 0.0000 or something ridiculous, like nothing that anybody should be concerned about. But again, they're saying that it's just the start of this. This is the start of the outbreak, right? Yeah, okay. They always give us all this stuff without any information. They just make these claims without any proof, and we're just supposed to believe it. Yeah, anybody that goes against it, where's your proof, right? We have to have all the proof. These people that believe in what we believe in, or that there's a more nefarious plan at play, we have to prove it. But they don't have to prove anything. They just have to say it, and we're just supposed to believe it because they're the experts, right? Yeah, okay. I don't buy that. And now we're seeing, there's a ton of stuff out there, but they're gonna blame it. This is my opinion. I don't know this, but I feel like they're gonna blame it on the unvaxxed. They're gonna say that we're not reaching herd immunity. What's herd immunity? Even though we have herd immunity, because if you have an immune system, you have herd immunity. But because we don't get this to the 70%, that they're gonna start forcing it. They're gonna start saying that it's because of the unvaccinated that these variants are starting to spread. You dirty non-vaxxers. Shame on you. It's a wild world we live in. To go along with all that, you know, there's a lot of, I don't know if you've heard about it, but on Monday, the 28th, Operation Sea Breeze just kicked off, which is a big NATO international exercise. I believe it's being done out close to the Black Sea, somewhere near Ukraine. And Ukraine's being a part of it. Now, I think as of today's date, I don't think Ukraine is part of NATO. I think that's the plan, is to get them on, bring them on to NATO. And I think that's why they're being brought into this exercise. But what's interesting is it's an annual exercise, so nothing nefarious there. But if you look at year by year the amount of countries that are involved in this exercise, it's not that many. There's a few. This is the first year that there's like double-digit column of countries being involved, which kind of tells you the state of the world and how much closer we are to WAR, conflict, whatever. You know, we just had a couple weeks ago Hickman Air Force Base, or Joint Base in Hawaii, get locked down. There were some jets that were scrambled, and they never really gave a exact reason why. However, shortly after that, Russia was 35 nautical miles off of Hawaii's coast, simulating the sinking of an aircraft carrier or fleet, which is interesting, right? Like, I wonder who that was for. And then shortly after that, maybe, I don't know, a week, a couple days later, again, I don't have any documents in front of me, I'm just going off my memory, but shortly after that, the HMS Defender, Her Majesty's ship, one of Britain's aircraft carriers, was coasting by international waters. However, they crossed into Russia's water, not by much, but if you look at the path that it took, you can clearly see that they went into Russia's territory, and Russia sent out a couple of jets to basically scare them off, deter them, whatever. Even, I think, dropped some explosives in the path of the ship to basically say, like, get out of here, you're not supposed to be here. Actually showed the footage, the proof of it, and they Britain denied it, saying that they were never there, blah blah blah, which is just funny. So you have one country saying that they were in their waters with proof, and then another country saying they weren't there. Just pretty stupid. I don't know what. I think this is what they think of us, the people. Like, not just me, not just you, but everybody, that we're just stupid and we're just going to believe whatever we're told to believe. And that really pisses me off, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm a very intelligent person. I don't just believe what people tell me. I do my own research. I try to form my own opinions. It's to the point now where if our government tells us one thing, I'm going in the opposite direction. They say go left, I'm going right. They say come to this camp, I'm going opposite the camp, you know? Like, they can't be trusted. And that's why I push against this whole jab so much, because there's some really nefarious things going on, and I feel like a lot of people aren't going to wake up until it's too late for them. I feel like it is too late for a lot of people. But it's not just the jabs, you know, like I feel like they're poisoning us with our food, our water, the air that we breathe. You know, there's all these videos of people with magnetism, and at first it looked like it was just people who had got the jab, like, and it was only in the location of their jab. But now there's more stuff coming out where people are showing like their whole bodies are becoming magnetized, which makes me think, and some of these people aren't even jabbed, you know, these are people like you and me. And it's concerning, because that would mean that something else is tainting the human body, right? People have videos of showing meat being magnetized, which means there must be like some heavy metals or something in this meat. So again, I go back to our food, our water, fluoride in the water, chemtrails in the air, strontium, barium, all these heavy metals that are being released into the atmosphere for climate change, right? There's 1,000 icebergs melting, but they don't tell you about the 800 icebergs or whatever that formed up to replace those 1,000 icebergs that just melted. Again, I'm just throwing numbers out there, but you understand the point that I'm trying to make to you. It's always doom and gloom. Be scared of this variant. Stop going around and polluting and driving your cars, and yet they'll go and have these meetings about climate change in their jumbo jets. You know, all these international leaders from all over the world flying all over the place to all meet in this one spot with their jumbo jets, and then they want to complain and they want to lecture us about how we're destroying the earth, right? And they think you're stupid. They think that you can't think for yourself. I mean, Barack Obama said it best, that normal Americans aren't smart enough, or I don't know the exact verbiage that he used, that they basically aren't capable of managing their own affairs, that the government basically has to do it for you. He just basically said you're too stupid to be able to make decisions on your own. But nobody cares. He can say whatever he wants, but God forbid someone like Donald Trump, you know. Not that I'm defending Donald Trump, because I don't think that he's a good leader either. I mean, the one thing that I do appreciate with Donald Trump is that he pissed off a lot of people and said what he wanted to say, right? Sorry, I'm trying to fill my car up. And a lot of the establishment didn't like him because they couldn't control him. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Again, going back to the Seabreeze thing, you know, Russia said that he didn't want us doing that. He didn't want us to cross into their territory. And, you know, Ukraine joining NATO is a red line in the sand, because that would allow the US and other bases to position missiles and all kinds of things close to the Russian border. I think the number is like 6 to 8 minutes it would take for a missile to travel to Russia if it was fired from Ukraine. So the same things that, you know, Cuba was trying to do, and how that was a red line in the sand for us, because it was so close to Florida, they're doing to Russia now. So don't think that this Operation Seabreeze is just going to be another operation. This definitely is poking the bear, if you will. That's all I got for today. I plan on making another video tomorrow. Stay tuned. Later.